Hi, I'm Bob Schrupp, physical therapist.
Brad Heineck, physical therapist.
Together we have the most famous physical therapists on the internet.
In our opinion, of course, Bob.
I swear to God, Brad, I looked over and I thought you were playing a guitar.
Yeah, actually I could work these spinous processes. I get them in
string.
tune.
So today, Brad, we're going to talk about providing you with some fast pain relief if you have spondylolisthesis. We're going to show you some exercises. And this is from a real patient.
Right. Grade 2 spondylolisthesis, and been working with it for a number of years now. And
so you know the go-to things to help give yourself some pain relief.
I've been learning them
as
we go along, because what it says in the book and what happens with the real patient isn't always the same thing.
That's right.
They kind of parallel, but I found some things I really wanted to share with people for some fast pain relief, as well as some good solid exercises that they're not the fast relief, but they're going to get you where you need to go in the long run. So, should we just go briefly over the anatomy, Bob?
Sure, but before we do that, Brad, we had a couple people that just wandered in.
Oh yeah, there they are.
Hi, welcome to our channel. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, we'd like you to do so. We provide videos on how to stay healthy, fit, pain-free, and we upload every day. And we'd also like you to help our psychological profile by liking us on Facebook.
Yeah, Facebook. We like to be liked.
Okay.
Okay, so spondylolisthesis, a real mouthful. What it boils down to is you have a shift in the spine, and it can be anywhere along the spine. Most of the time it's between L5-S1 or L4, L5. Mine is between L4, L5. Can you see this, Lonnie? We'll just get a little closer. Yeah, the red one, that's a disc that's supposed to be herniated, but that lets you know. And this is a normal spine, but in the spondylolisthesis, L4 right here would have shifted forward that way in the direction my hand is going.
So like this.
There we go. We got to
go forward like that.
Yeah, exactly. Matter of fact.
Now really it's the same, Brad. Wouldn't it be retrolithis if it goes back? One of them goes back, it'd be really almost the same thing in a sense.
That's a good question.
Yeah.
That retro, where it's the opposite. I think the exercise might be different. I don't even want to go there.
Okay, we won't include that because we're not sure.
I'm just going to show some X-rays because this is. I hope this makes it clear. If you look at this is a lateral view, actually of my spine going this way.
A side view.
Yep. Here's the sacrum, that big solid bone right below your belt. This is the hip bone. L5, L4, and you can see how my L4 is shifted forward about 1 to 2 centimeters, about 1.5 centimeters forward. There's no more disc in there, which is common with this. Hopefully these bones have fused so they're stable. So when you get backaches from something like this, how do you treat it so you can get some pain relief without taking pain meds and that type of thing? And that's what I'm going to show you right now.
Enough about you, Brad.
Okay,
let's start
Bob.
showing some things here.
Yeah, thanks, Bob.
Okay, we're going to do the leg wedge first?
Yeah, let's do the leg wedge first. This
has been your godsend, right?
Right, and this works good whether you're a spondy or
so
just have back pain.
Again, it's called leg wedge, and you can get them on Amazon. This was a less expensive one. I think I spent like 25 bucks on this or something like this.
Yeah.
So comes with a cover on foam, but
this is like I said, if you just got back pain, this is going to work whether you're spondylolisthesis or just back pain. So this is a real broad thing, but it really works well because spondy people usually like flexion, and this flexes. So I would take a cold pack right here. I'm going to do it right now because,
like I would say you're right, Brad. Even a disc problem would probably feel better with this.
Yep.
Yeah,
I agree.
Mean, it's kind of a universal position for back pain.
Right.
If you have arthritis, the same thing. With arthritis, I might try using heat.
Yes.
And maybe even we did a video on infrared heat,
right?
Which goes deeper. I would try something like that instead.
So if you do have spondy, probably standing for long periods of time is very irritable. Get a good backache that way, or if you extend backwards. Why don't you show them, Bob?
Yeah. So if I'm going back like this is going to really bother my back.
Right.
If I'm, even when you're standing, you're kind of in an extension,
right?
And that's why it bothers you.
Exactly.
And that's why, didn't you even for relief sometimes, Brad? You're not talking about this one, are you?
No, but go ahead. That's true.
So you put your foot up like this, right?
Yep, and I bend
even
forward.
just bend forward like this.
That typically gives me good relief.
So again, we just added another one, Brad.
There you go.
For fast pain relief, just find a chair and put your foot up there and lean forward like this. Probably work with spinal stenosis too.
Yep, exactly.
Maybe give you some quick relief.
Okay. Boy, I'd like to lay there for about another 20
I know you're
minutes.
starting to look like you're settling in. I don't think I was ever going to get you up.
Now, the next thing is if you're looking for lumbar support.
Back support, low back support,
Right.
that's lumbar.
Let's pull that chair out, Bob. This is a typical lumbar support if you got a herniated disc or sciatica.
Right.
It's made to go right about in here, and you'll put it in there, and what it does is helps extend the low back.
Yeah,
to get
it puts
to,
an arch in the low back, which is what you really don't want, do you,
right.
Brad?
You want that for a herniated disc oftentimes, but with this condition, that's going to make it worse. And I just run into this in the last few months. It's called NAIPO, N-A-I-P-O.
This was actually, we were approached by this company. We didn't get paid anything by it. They just sent us one. And we ended up really both liking it.
Right.
I like it in my office chair.
Right.
And I like it upside down.
Okay, yeah, Bob likes his this way.
But you've been using this in your vehicle, and you said
Oh.
it's been a godsend.
Well, I won't give it back to him anymore.
Yeah, I know. I noticed that, by the way.
I have to have it when I drive, as well as in my lawnmower. Which
Right.
My lawnmower's got a high back seat, and it's a bumpy lawn. And let me tell you, it's always a backache. This doesn't eliminate it, but it greatly reduces it. So again, it puts a little bit of an arch in your back, but it's memory foam. When you first use it, I'm telling you, it feels like it's way too thick. But as you lean into it and just relax into it, it conforms and it settles right in. And in the car too, boy, it gets right in there. And
Because it is longer,
Yeah.
it does take up more of the spine instead of arching you at a small part
exactly.
of the spine.
So you get that full lumbar support. When I'm driving with this, I got to smile like this, and people are looking at me kind of funny at the stop signs. You know what I mean?
That's not the reason they're looking at you funny, though. You know, it's funny. I haven't tried it driving yet. And if I would ever get one, I probably could try it to see it.
I'm going to order one, Bob, and then you can have that one back. Okay, the other thing is back belts. I'm not a big believer in back belts, but if you've got a back problem, whether it's spondy or anything else, and you're going to go out, say you're going to do some yard work, some weekend warrior type of thing, and you know you're going to be doing some lifting, and you know this is not going to be good for my back, that's a good time.
Yeah, it's going to temper it down a bit, right? It's
Yeah.
going to knock down the pain levels.
So this is one of my favorite back belts. I've tried a number of them.
Yeah, this is from Braceability. Again, I don't want to keep saying this, but we're not getting paid by these people. We want to let you know these are honest assessments.
We just like their products.
Yeah.
This is the one I use at home. I use this on my lawnmower too, but if I'm moving brush around, I've got one of those yards that you have to kind of maintain that way. Now,
This is the part he likes.
oh,
So he's got that little pull string, and he pulls, see how those come together? And it really cinches it in. So it'd be like Brad wearing a girdle.
right, yeah. How did you know?
You look nice and slim.
Oh, I didn't know
It's
you wore my.
slimming.
Do you want my girdle?
Black
Okay.
is slimming, you know.
Anyways, so this really does well with supporting, and I'm not going to wear this all day long by
Right.
any means. I'm only going to tighten it up when I do my lifting, do my bending, that kind of thing, and then I'm going to loosen it up again when I'm not doing it. So it's only going to be tight for minutes at a time typically.
Right.
So that's another nice way to help maintain and manage your pain. Boy, that Velcro is good, isn't it?
Now, you were going to show some exercises, Brad?
Yeah, you better believe it, Bob. I love these exercises. They never create back pain for me.
How often are you doing these, Brad, right now?
These, I've actually tapered down because I'm busy doing some of my other stuff and I've been a little lazy. I'm not the best, I'm the best patient sometimes, but typically 3 days a week.
Okay.
When I
Sounds good.
started doing these, I was doing 4 or 5 days a week.
Okay.
But I can still, now these just feel good. If my back is hurting and I do these, it makes it feel
So you're
better.
getting some core strengthening, and plus you're going into flexion. So
Exactly.
That's a good combination for spondylolisthesis.
If you have a herniated disc or sciatica, I would not recommend these.
Yeah.
So I do 50 of these. If you just start, you might only do 10 to 15, maybe 20, depending on your core. This is a squeaky table.
Yeah,
Bob.
this might be okay for arthritis.
Right,
If you
yeah.
do have.
Then I go into this because I really want to
You're flexing
strengthen.
the other way now.
Yeah. With Spondy, you really want to get that core in the front, not your back
Right.
muscles so much, but really in the front. So I'm emphasizing that. And I'll do 50 of those. And then I do the double crunch. I love the double crunch, Bob. So it's here.
Wow. So this is probably a little more on the advanced range.
Yeah, but I guarantee you, anybody doing these, after you do them for about a month, you'll be doing all these, and it will not bother you. You get tired, but that's about it.
He
And
guarantees it.
Yeah, guarantee. Right, before midnight tonight. Then I do the kitty corner one, so you get the obliques, right elbow to left knee, and go like this. And it scratches your back at the same time, especially if you're on carpet, and it feels good.
You're kind of like a ninja.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but.
That one does get me tired all the time, but
okay.
it feels good when you're done.
Yeah, well done, Brad.
That was
I think
kind of
that's a
fun,
good,
Bob.
It's a good little sampling of exercises you can do for
Yeah.
spondylolisthesis. Remember, Brad and I can fix just about anything.
But this is nice. It's going to be right below the red ball, below the big red heart.
Except for a broken heart, but we're working on it.
Yeah. We got to turn a fan on, Bob.
Yeah.